Welcome to Football with Cheese. Happy Monday. This video we're going to recap Washington versus Philadelphia. I'm going to wait and do the Chiefs-Bills recap. I want to rewatch about 5 or 6 plays, the real controversial plays. I want to get every angle. I really want to watch them before I do that video. Make sure we got all our boxes checked, ducks in a row, because there was some controversy. I was much more surprised about this game. This game went how I thought Detroit-Washington would go. I really thought Washington would be overwhelmed by Detroit's talent, and it would be kind of close in the late third quarter, and then Detroit would pull away in the fourth quarter. They do this all the time, Detroit does. That didn't happen, obviously. 5 turnovers for the Lions. Washington wins by 14, which surprised me. The way Washington was playing, Jalen Hurts wasn't playing well. I thought this would be a really close game. I thought Washington would cover the spread. But you can't fumble 3 times. You can't fumble at all in the postseason. You just cannot fumble. Started off well. Took a long drive. They ended up with a field goal. Didn't get a touchdown, but they took a long drive. Tom Brady was shocked that he didn't go for the 4th and 3, I believe it was, inside the 15. But I guess it was a chip shot field goal. That's why he probably didn't go for it. Let's go ahead and make sure we get 3 points. We don't want to not score on the road as underdogs. So they got 3-0 and use a lot of clock, and that's what you have to do. You want to keep Philadelphia off the field. And then it was kind of like Notre Dame, Ohio State. Notre Dame goes down, gets a touchdown, uses a big clock, and then it was kind of a disaster after that. For the most part. Saquon Barkley breaks off this long run. On that play, they showed the replay. If you watched it live, Bobby Wagner, the middle linebacker, gets tripped up by his own teammate because the offensive line got such a push by Philadelphia. So he's taken out of the play. So there's literally no one until they get to the secondary that can tackle Saquon. And the 2 guys that try to tackle him do a terrible job. Awful job. He makes one good move and he's gone. Momentum gone from that first drive for Washington. 7-3 Eagles. Set the tone for the whole game. Then Washington gets it back. Okay. If you go down, you can take the lead if you get a touchdown. And Dyami Brown gets the ball popped out. Gets that peanut punch popped out. Fumble. Eagles go get a touchdown. 14-3 just like that. Devastating. You cannot fumble. They did fight back, though. Terry McLaurin had another great game. He is so consistent. He is so good. He's good in every game. And they fought back. And then the Eagles get this long pass on 3rd down to A.J. Brown. If you watch that play, there was clear holding by Philadelphia. The blitzer is grabbed, basically hugged. It was clear holding. Should have been called. They would have been forced to punt. Then there was a defensive pass interference against Washington that was pretty clear that wasn't called, but should never have come to that. That should have been called holding. And Eagles would have had 3rd and forever and probably wouldn't have gone and probably had to punt. So that was a big momentum swing. It was a bad officiated game. I think it favored the Eagles a slight bit, but I don't think it favored the Eagles like a ton, but slightly. I think they got a 1 or 2 more calls, I'd say. But both teams got bad calls against them. Officiating has just gotten so bad in the NFL. The Commanders fought hard. They got behind, and they didn't give up. And right before halftime, the Eagles get a touchdown, and Washington's able to go down and get a field goal, at least make it 27-15. It was 27-12. Okay. But then the Eagles got the ball. Boom, touchdown, 34-15. Washington responds. Like I said, they didn't give up. Made it 34-23. And it's late third quarter, 34-23 Eagles. And I'm thinking, okay, Eagles missed a field goal. And Washington's 2 fumbles gave the Eagles 14 points. So let's take away 14 points from the Eagles, 20. Give them a field goal, because he should have made the kick, 23. So basically, if there hadn't been turnovers, it hadn't been the missed kick, it'd be 23-23. It's like this game is evenly played. This is evenly matched. It went for the turnovers and the missed field goal. This is what we wanted to see. I wanted a great game. And then Austin Eckler, the running back for Washington, fumbles the ball. He was trying to do too much, fight for an extra yard or 2. Ball pops out, the 3rd fumble, and that was pretty much it. Eagles score after that, go up 18. They outscored Washington 21-0 in the fourth quarter. Washington's defense ran out of gas. They couldn't stop the run. And that was pretty much it. It was closer than that score indicated, but Eagles still outplayed. Vic Fangio did a great job calling the game. He's the defensive coordinator of the Eagles. He's been a great defensive coordinator for 2 decades now. Getting him has helped so much. The Eagles' defense was one of the worst in the NFL last year, and now it's one of the best. It's been completely turned around. Not just Vic Fangio. They drafted Quinyon Mitchell in the first round, Cooper DeJean in the second round, both corners. Both had great games. Both have been terrific as rookies. Absolutely nailed those draft picks. The Eagles just tackled a lot better than Washington as well. They made the tackles more often than not, and Washington missed a bunch. Last thing I want to mention, Jalen Hurts did not play well in their previous 2 games against the Packers and Rams. We talked about that. One was a snow game, but he really didn't look good. He wasn't able to move after he hurt his knee. But even before then, he was missing throws and was not accurate. The reason that I thought Washington may win is because I thought with the knee injury, the way he'd been playing, he just wasn't going to play well. And they needed him to because the other quarterback, Jayden Daniels, is just much better. But he showed up. His knee looked fine. He was mobile. He was able to scramble. That's the best game I've seen him play, maybe since the Super Bowl 2 years ago when they played the Chiefs. I mean, he played great. So the knee was definitely not a factor. Eagles, best game they've played all year. They scored 28 and 22 points in previous 2 games. Boom, 55. They have so much talent on offense. They should have games where they put up like 50 points. And they finally did. So Eagles win, go to the Super Bowl. We got a rematch from 2 years ago. I saw a poll someone put online. They weren't a fan of any of the 4 teams and said, what is your favorite matchup of the 4 possible matchups? And 78% wanted Buffalo, Washington. 78%. It was 77.6 to be exact. The lowest was Chiefs, Eagles at 3.4%. 3.4% of people on X on that poll. We'll talk more about the Chiefs Bills tomorrow. Like I said, I want to re-watch some key plays to the game. Later in the week, we'll probably go over some more coaching stuff. The Saints haven't named a coach yet. Hopefully do soon. And I want to go back over the Jaguars' hiring of Liam Cohen. That story's gotten crazier and crazier every day. I was going to do a video on how that went down last week, but we had other stuff going on. I didn't want to throw too many videos at you. All right. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this with any football fan you know so we can grow the channel. Follow me on X at Football Cheese, and have a wonderful night.